I want to turn things over to Mike Aiello, the Creative Director of Halloween Horror Nights, to tell you a little bit more about this year's event. So.
Hey, everybody. Hello. You guys are way too quiet. Hello. Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights 23 media preview. I'm so happy we're doing this again because last year's was such a tremendous success with everybody involved. The focus of this year was obviously, what evil takes root, and what is rooted in this event this year are all the intellectual properties that we're bringing together, along with our original content that we do every single year that we love to do. And we're bringing this all together. And we've worked with some amazing properties this year that I'm going to take you guys through very briefly right now. And I'm sure we'll be talking to each other as we move through the night tonight. But Halloween Horror Nights 23 is comprised of 8 haunted mazes, not 7, 8. We're back to 8 again. Thank you. Thank you. First one we'll talk about is Afterlife, Death's Vengeance. Every year we do a 3D maze, a UV-based 3D maze. And this storyline involves a serial killer named Bobby the Blade. And he's a very bad guy. It takes place in the 1920s, 1930s era. He's a serial killer in the town of Cary, Ohio, which is a town we love to base a lot of our original mazes in. Bobby the Blade, he's a serial killer, has killed many people, and you're witnessing his final day on Earth. You're literally going to see him be executed. And then from there, taking his journey as his victims take their revenge on him. And it's all of these amazing rooms that we're taking the guests through that also disorient you. There are some images in here that are unlike anything we've created thus far in a 3-dimensional maze. All right, Havoc. We did this maze a couple years ago, and for the fans of Horror Nights, this was a maze they absolutely loved. And we've wanted to do a sequel for many years. David Hughes and I have wanted to do a maze based in a train for years, and we've done that this year. The entire first half of this maze is in train cars. You're actually on a transit taking our manic super soldiers from one location to another. And along the way, of course, something horrible goes wrong. They take over the train. They actually derail it. In the middle of the maze is a derailment scene. And the back half, you're witnessing just the destruction of this train into a small town. And the dogs of war have been released. It's a really energized maze. It's a very violent maze. It's something we're really proud of. Because Urban Legends La Llorona. This was a maze that was originally done in our sister park in Hollywood. We actually went out there a couple of years ago and actually went through it. And it was absolutely gorgeous. We loved it. And so we decided to bring that maze here for our Orlando guests. It is a beautiful maze. The story, if you're unfamiliar, is an urban legend that deals with a woman named La Llorona, the weeping woman. And the story goes, she loved a man. And she would do anything to be with this man, including what she thought was the only way she could be with him, was killing her children. She kills them, disposes of them, goes after the man, and of course, this horrific act that she commits, he of course turns her away. Who wouldn't? She's torn, and she kills herself, drowns herself. Sometimes it's a lake, sometimes it's a river. The legend varies depending on who's telling it and what era of the region it's being told. But the one thing that's always the same is that she forever walks the earth in search of the children that she killed. This maze is gorgeous, absolutely terrifying. You're going to see La Llorona in many different phases. She's her most feminine in the beginning of the maze. Then as you walk through, she begins to decay, become a little more demonic. You can see some of the masks over on the left side of the theater. But yes, so you're going through and you're seeing her take on this change. The Cabin in the Woods. Woo! Now, there are films that we'll watch and immediately go, that has to be a maze. This was one of those movies. From the moment we saw it, we knew we wanted to translate this into a haunted experience. It has everything in it that requires us to build a maze. Variety of characters, definitely variety of environment. If you've never seen this movie, you need to immediately. It is one of the coolest horror films. It took the teenagers in the woods in a cabin genre, it completely turned it on its head. It is an amazing film directed by Drew Goddard, who we did work with on this maze quite intently. He's an awesome guy. He gave us all kinds of ideas. Also a few liberties in the maze. You may or may not see a couple of little characters from our past. I won't go into it in too detail because I don't want to give it away, but it is a very cool sequence that tells the story. And we're actually placing the guests in a role. You guys are working for the facility that is this secret arena where these monsters are kept. And you're taking on a role as you go through the maze. There are video moments in certain points throughout the maze that carry the story along right before that purge button is hit. And then all celebrations. Elevator scene, we're doing it.
Yeah.
It's to scale. It is awesome. Evil Dead. Woo! Evil Dead fans, come on.
Woo!
All right. Based on an amazing trilogy of films by Sam Raimi. This is the remake, the 2013 remake that came out this past year. For me, I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. Oh, the design team, many of us are huge Evil Dead fans. And like everyone that went to see that movie, it was just in hopes that it was going to be something really, really cool. And thank God it was, because it is a really great movie. The gore was so amped up in that movie, and that's immediately what we attached to. David Hughes and I actually went out to California to do a screening well before it opened with John Murdy from Hollywood. We were all watching this movie in this small screening room, and the movie's playing, and we're watching it, and every time something happened, we would turn and go, we gotta do that! We gotta do that! Did you see what happened? She dropped her arm off, we gotta do that! Resident Evil Escape from Raccoon City. Awesome video game series. This is something we wanted to do for a little while as well. We had a great success with Silent Hill last year, and we really wanted to keep the video game train rolling a little bit. And this was definitely a property that we kind of attached to immediately, but we knew it had to be the games. It has to be the games. And for us, we kind of wanted to do it's a little bit retro. So we kind of stuck in games 2 and 3. That's where this maze takes place. These are some of the most impressive sets that I think we've done in a long time. In my opinion, I think the scale is literally through the roof. The opening scene of this maze is the opening stage in Resident Evil. Yes. Do we have zombies in the maze? A few. Do we have creatures? You bet. Alpha Hunter, Lickers, Nemesis, you name it, it is in this maze, and it's big as life. An American Werewolf in London. There's a lot of mazes where these are ones we wanted to do for a long time, and finally this year seems to be the culmination of being able to do some certain things. We've tried to do this maze for about 5-6 years, I guess, in various forms. Finally this year, the planets aligned and we were able to. And the best yet is that we've had extensive collaboration with John Landis on this. He was here with us during the creative process. He actually changed many portions of the maze that we originally created. Basically challenging us to go, no, you have to do this. The wolf has to look like this. It has to move like this. This can't be a costume. You cannot create this with a person inside. It has to move like it does in the movie. And that was a huge challenge, because for us, if we weren't able to get the wolf right, we did not have a maze. So that was challenge number 1, and we have accomplished it. This wolves, are the most impressive puppets we've ever produced for our mazes. Walking Dead, no safe haven. Walking Dead, we did it last year. Great success, did an amazing job for the event. It was kind of a no-brainer to bring that back again. But we didn't want to do the same thing. We wanted to give it a little more justice. We had it in our disaster queue last year, and we really felt the limitations of that space for an IP brand of that size. So we decided, well, this year we need to definitely put it indoors. It's over in our parade building facility, and it's taking you through season 3 only. It is all about season 3. You are going to start in Woodbury. Our facade is the arena from season 3. You're seeing chained zombies, chained to concrete plinths as you're walking by. You're walking into the iconic moments from Woodbury. Governor's Aquarium, yes, it's there. It's bubbling, there's heads in there. It is a much better detailed maze than we did last year. Although we were really happy with it, this is kind of upping the ante for us. We knew if we were going to do it again, we had to up the ante. And I believe we've done that with Walking Dead. Do you want me to go through the street program? Is that cool, Brittany? All right, cool. They said only houses. So, just do the street program. There's no slide for that, by the way. Walking Dead is our main thematic for all of the street program this year. This is a first for us. We've never taken a thematic and expanded it into the entire park. We posted a photo last night on Twitter as we were installing our tank. We have a tank. It's in New York, which will become Atlanta, all based in season 1. Bigger than we've ever done before with a single IP across the entire section of Universal. studio, because there's so much passion involved with this project from everybody involved on the design team and the tech team. They just do amazing work every single year, and it's our hope that everybody enjoys it. So that's what I've got for today. I'm sure we can talk to you guys a lot more as the night goes on.
I have a cat, and she is evil.
Okay, well, perfect. That will work.
When Polly attacks.
Alcohol-based, so it's like watercolor, but you use alcohol. So it's great because it doesn't sweat off. So that's why we use this all the time, because if you use just creams and things like that, somebody wipes their face or touches this character, it's going to come right off.
She's actually painting these things on your face that look like you have rips in your skin.
Good.
Yeah.
I love it. The more the better.
Exactly.
It'll be on our video show, so thank you.
Oh. What's the name of your show?
It's actually the Big Fat Panda Show.
Awesome.
What's the gate guard gonna think when you drop me off later?
Oh, I know. I'm gonna just look at him and go, "Let me in."
I don't want to. That's a joke.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We have a mirror right over there, so you can see yourself.
Hey guys, I'm here with Mike Aiello, the amazing creative director of Halloween Horror Nights. It is amazing. I heard you up there. And I have to tell you, I got the chills when you said Cabin in the Woods, the elevator scene, it's happening. Can you give me some of the creative process that went on and the challenges for that scene?
Well, the challenges in general when you're trying to create anything that's an intellectual property is A, doing it justice, and B, trying to give it the detail that it deserves. Cabin in the Woods, for us, from the moment we saw that movie in the theater, it was a quest to get that in this event, to do that maze. And it could only have been done with Drew's involvement as well, who was with us every step of the way.
Drew Goodard is the director and the writer?
Director and writer. He co-wrote with Joss Whedon.
Okay.
Yeah, and his involvement with us was integral and fun. I mean, he's a horror fanboy as well, and he basically made the movie to be able to put in as many horror aesthetics as he could. So when we were taking him through our thoughts, he also said, if you've got anything, that you want to bring to it aesthetically, go right ahead. Down to, asking, can we produce a Q line video that kind of puts a role for the guest? No, I mean, you're still walking through, but the Q line video definitely sets it up in a manner.
Okay.
Definitely sets it up in a manner that projects the fact that you have a purpose here, that you are a part of the facility, and the events of the film are happening in real time. You're witnessing the sacrifices happen, or you're getting a sense that they are, and you're in there right as that purge button is hit, and that chaos.
Who decided how many creatures can we put or get into this elevator scene?
It's all logistics. It's logistics. It's getting space in there to do it. But also, it's more about the aesthetics of the scene itself. I mean, it is blood covered from ceiling to floor, parts everywhere. You're seeing this mode from purge to chaos happening back and forth at all times. We got the break room. We have Merman.
I can't wait.
Yeah, he's there.
I'm excited as heck. I can't wait.
It's going to be cool.
Thank you very much.
You're absolutely welcome.
Mike, appreciate it.